Hello students, in social studies after history and civics, it's time for a chapter of geography. Your textbook for geography is The Earth Our Habitat. In this, the first chapter is the Earth in the solar system. You all know the basic concepts about the Earth or about the solar system. You have studied that in the previous standards. But still, we'll start with some introduction. How wonderful it is to watch the sky after sunset. One would first notice one or two bright dots shining in the sky. Soon you will see the number increasing. You cannot count them anymore. The whole sky is filled with tiny shining objects. Some are bright, others dim. It seems as if the sky is studded with diamonds. They all appear to be twinkling, but if you look at them carefully, you will notice that some of them do not twinkle as others do. They simply glow without any flicker, just as the moon shines. So you all have seen the sky at night or the sky in the evening. After sunset, first we can see certain stars. Then later on, the number of stars increases to the amount that we cannot count them. In these stars, some stars are shining bright and others are dim. If we look carefully, nowadays due to the pollution, it's a starry night is also something of a great pleasure. But if we look carefully to the stars, we see they appear to be twinkling. You all know Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. But even if we look at them carefully, we will notice that not all the stars are twinkling. Other stars are just glowing, just like the moon. It's bright, but it's not twinkling. Have you seen the moon twinkle anytime? No, right? Along with these bright objects, you may also see the moon on most of the days. It may, however, appear at different times in different shapes and at different positions. You can see the full moon only once in about a month's time. It is full moon night or Poornima. A fortnight later, you cannot see it at all. It is a new moon night or Amavasya. On this day, you can watch the night sky best, provided it is a clear night. Now, in the sky, the night sky, you see stars. They seem to appear immediately after sunset, but after that you also see the moon. Now, moon is visible to us most of the days, but there are certain days when we cannot see the moon. Which is that day? It's the day of the new moon, or what we say Amavasya. And we know the cycle of the moon. It's for about 15 days, or what we say fortnight. So from new moon to full moon, and then you know that cycle. The full moon is also known as Poornima, or as we say Poonam, and the new moon is the night of Amavasya. Now on the day, on the night of Amavasya, the night sky looks best, but the only condition that it should be a clear night, like there should not be too many clouds or not much of pollution. Do you wonder why can't we see the moon and all those bright tiny objects during daytime? It is because the very bright light of the sun does not allow us to see all these bright objects of the night sky. The stars and the moon is already there, but due to the light of the sun, we cannot see it. To understand this concept, we'll do a small experiment at the end of the class. If you want, you can also do this by yourself at your home. The sun, the moon, and all those objects shining in the night sky are called celestial bodies. Celestial means which is positioned or related to the sky or heaven. So which are the celestial bodies? The sun, the moon, and all those objects shining in the night sky. Some celestial bodies are very big and hot. They are big, but as they are so far from us, we see them as small tiny objects. They are made up of gases. They have their own heat and light which they emit in large amounts. The celestial bodies are big and they are made up of gases. They have their own heat and light and which they emit in large amounts. Which they emit means which they throw or which they give in large amounts. These celestial bodies are called stars. The sun is a star. Why is the sun a star? Because the sun gives or throws heat and light. Countless twinkling stars in the night sky are similar to the sun, but we do not feel their heat or light, and they look so tiny because they are very far from us. Now, the sun is a star, and all the stars that we see in the sky, they all are made up of gas and they have their own heat and light. So, the stars are similar to the sun, but we do not feel their heat or light. Why? Because they are very far from us, and as a result, they look tiny. You must have noticed that all objects look smaller when seen from a distance. How small an aeroplane looks when it is flying at a great height. While watching the night sky, you may notice various patterns found by different groups of stars. These are called constellations. Ursa Major or Big Bear is one such constellation. One of the most easily recognizable constellation is the Saptarishi. Sapt means 7 and Rishi sages. It is a group of 7 stars that forms a part of Ursa Major Constellation. Ask someone elder in your family or neighborhood to show you more stars, planets and constellations in the sky. Now, when we look at the night sky, we see various stars. Certain stars are in a group that form a recognizable pattern. Like we can always see that these stars are always formed or lined in a particular way. They are named constellations. And Ursa Major or Big Bear is one such constellation. I have given the picture of the Big Bear. One of the most easily recognizable constellation is the Saptarishi. Sapta means 7 and Rishi means sages or saints. It is named 7 Saptarishi and it is a group of 7 stars. You can easily find them at this night. You can take help of your elders or neighbors and they can easily show you these stars, planets and constellations. In ancient times, people used to determine directions during the night with the help of stars. The North Star indicates the north direction. It is also called the pole star. It always remains in the same position in the sky. We can locate the position of the pole star with the help of the Saptarishi. If an imaginary line is drawn joining the pointer stars and extended further, it will point to the pole star. Now, the pole star or the North Star, which shows the north direction. This star is constant and it always stays in the same position in the sky. The pole star or the North Star, in Gujarati we say it as Dhruv no Taro. If you ask your elders, they will tell you the story of Dhruv Tara. Now, at night in the ancient times, people used to get the direction with the help of this North Star. We can locate the North Star if an imaginary line is drawn joining the pointer stars and extended further. It will point to the pole star. Some celestial bodies do not have their own heat and light. They are lit by the light of the stars. Such bodies are called planets. The word planet comes from the Greek word planetai, which means wanderers. The earth on which we live is a planet. It gets all its heat and light from the sun, which is our nearest star. If we look at the earth from a great distance, say the moon, it will appear to be shining just as the moon. Now, what are the celestial bodies? Bodies that are of heaven or the sky or space. Now, certain bodies do not have their own heat and light, and they get the light from the stars. Such bodies are called planets. We know that Earth on which we live is a planet. The word planet comes from Greek word planetai, which means wanderers. Last year I have taught you very well that what is the meaning of wanderers. Now the earth also gets its heat and light from the sun, which is our nearest star. And if we look at the earth from a great distance, or if we look at the sun from the moon, it will appear to be shining just as the moon. The moon that we see in the sky is a satellite. It is a companion of our earth and moves around it. Like our earth, there are 7 other planets that get heat and light from the sun. Some of them have their moons too. These planets and the sun make the solar system, along with the satellites and asteroids and meteoroids. We'll study about the solar system in the next class. We know that the moon that we see is the satellite of the earth because it is a partner, or it stays with earth and moves around it. That's all for today. We'll study this chapter and continue with other facts in the next class.